Welcome back to Stuttering Sports. Today is August 11th, 2021, and the topic for today is my New York Jets season preview. How this will work is I will go over the roster and give my expectations for the Jets this year. Then I'm going to go game by game and give my prediction for how they will do. So, just a disclaimer out there. My game by game prediction will not be right. This is merely fun. It won't be right, okay? So don't get heated at me if you disagree with one or two games or get mad because I think the Jets are going to be not so great this year. But I do like the direction that they're heading in towards the future. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off, looking at the offense. The offense is obviously headlined by number 2 overall pick, Zach Wilson. I personally like the pick a lot. I think his lack of competition, though, will kind of hurt the Jets pretty early on in the season. It'll take a few weeks for him to get really adapted to the NFL game. And their passing game, though, it definitely has weapons. The Jets went out and signed Corey Davis and also drafted Elijah Moore to add to the unit that already had Jamison Crowder and Denzel Mims. That's a really good core for Zach Wilson to build off of. Then they also have a very underrated offensive line, in my opinion, headlined by Mekhi Becton. And they also made the move to trade up to draft Elijah Vera Tucker, which was great to me. I like their offensive line a lot, has a lot of potential. But their rushing game, though, with the Michael Pirine, Tevin Coleman, and Michael Carter, I'm not the biggest fan of. Let's be completely honest here. Like, you got 4 average running backs. I don't think that's going to bode well for the Jets' running game. Moving on to their defense. With the Jets bringing in Robert Saleh as their new head coach, I do think this defense will be far better than it has been in recent years, especially with them bringing in Carl Lawson to play alongside Quinton Williams. I do think this defensive line will be good with those two guys. Not quite great, though. The Jets finally get back C.J. Mosley. He was hurt throughout the 2019 season. Then he opted out due to COVID last year. Hopefully, C.J. Mosley comes back with a vengeance and becomes the true leader of this Robert Saleh-led defense. My only real issue with the defense is, besides Marcus May, I do think this secondary is not going to be good. Their cornerback duo of Bryce Hall and Blasuin Austin is below average. Like, let's be honest here. I think Bryce Hall was a really good value pick back in 2020 because he should have been higher. But let's be honest, that is not a really good cornerback duo whatsoever. Looking at the special teams, punter Braden Mann seems to be good. He was a rookie last year and he had a good season. But then their kicker situation with undrafted free agent Chris Nager and Matt Amendola, it's a little suspicious to me because they haven't really pinpointed their kicker yet. That is not a good sign. I'm not saying the kicking game's going to be terrible, but it's definitely something that needs to be looked out for because we still don't really know who that starting guy is going to be. So, yeah, their special teams, it has potential to be bad with the kicker situation, but it also has potential to be great. It really is a coin flip. No one knows. So, my expectations for this Jets team is that the offense should be fine. I don't think the rushing game will be good. I think it'll be below average. And I think the passing game will kind of just be average with their offensive line being pretty good. And the reason I think their passing game will be average is not because I think Zach Wilson is bad. It's just because I think he's a rookie. And to hold every rookie to like Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow like standards and Trevor Lawrence standards is really unfair. So I just kind of taking a step back. Let's be realistic. He will probably have a normal rookie year and there's nothing wrong with that. Expectations for the defense. I think the rushing defense will be alright. Like, nothing really special to it, kind of just a slightly above average unit, with the passing defense being below average as their secondary could use some work. So, I think this Jets team has the pieces for a really good franchise moving forward. This is just the beginning stages of it. They could use a few more good draft picks, a few more good signings, because they really are trending in the right direction. So, let's get into the game-by-game predictions. Another heads up, you're probably not gonna like what you're gonna hear. So, yeah, let's just start off with week 1 at Carolina. Sam Darnold playing the Jets first time since he was traded from the Jets. And I think the Jets lose this one, starting off the year 0-1. Not because Sam Darnold's this phenomenal quarterback, but because the Panthers have the most underrated defense in the NFL right now. I think Zach Wilson jump from competition from BYU to the NFL will not bode well for the Jets to begin the year, and those struggles continue playing the Patriots. Bill Belichick versus rookie QBs typically don't work out for the rookie QBs. Jets fall to 0-2. Week 3 versus Denver. I could see the Jets winning this one because I'm not high on Denver's passing game, but I am high on their passing defense. Very high on their passing defense. This one will probably be low scoring, but I do think the Broncos win the turnover battle. Broncos win. Jets fall to 0-3. Week 4 versus the Tennessee Titans. Yeah. As much as I want to say this can be a statement game for Robert Saleh's defense because you're going up against such a great offense, they're going up against such a great offense with so much brute force. They do have a bad defense, so I do think this game will be closer than people think, but I think Derrick Henry feast. Week 5, Jets are sitting at 0-4. It's not looking too hot. But they go to London against Atlanta, and they beat Atlanta. They need this win. The Falcons have a very bad defense, and their offense, I think, is good, not great. I think the Jets are a better team. They head into their bye week preparing for week 7 at Foxborough. This one is interesting. They're heading into their bye week. Robert Saleh needs his real statement game, and I sincerely think he gets it. I think a rookie QB wins in Foxborough. You'll probably never hear those words leave my mouth ever again, but I think the Jets improve to 2-4. Week 7 versus Cincinnati. I don't really think it matters if Joe Burrow is back or not. The Jets have momentum, and I'm not that high on Cincinnati to begin with. They're not a very good team. I think the Jets beat Cincinnati at home, advancing to 3-4. Unfortunately, Thursday Night Football against the Colts at Indianapolis. I don't know if Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson will be back by now. I kind of assume they will, considering it's 5 to 12 weeks, so they'll probably be back by around this point. And I think Jonathan Taylor's really good at football, so I think the Colts win this one. The Jets fall to 3-5. Unfortunately, they also fall to 3-7 because they're playing the Buffalo Bills, and I love the Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Jets stand much of a chance going up against Josh Allen with that passing defense. Week 11 at home versus the Dolphins. I don't know how the Dolphins are really doing at this point, but I think the Jets steal a game from a potential playoff team. They upgrade to 4-6. Week 12 at Houston. We have no clue what is up with Houston except for they are horrendous. Give me the Jets winning this one, advancing to 5-6. Week 13 versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's really interesting to me because we don't really know how the Eagles are doing at this point, but we do know these are two mediocre teams going up against each other, and admittedly, I think Jalen Hurts steals one. Give me the Eagles winning that one, 5-7. Next week versus the Saints. I don't think they take this one. I think the Saints are kind of coming into their own by this point at the year. They're kind of getting their shit together because they realize, oh my God, we have a shot for the playoffs. They fall to 5-8. Moving on to the next week at Miami. At this point, it kind of is the same deal as the Saints. I think the Jets have already stolen their game versus the Dolphins. They are at Miami at this point, and I think Miami is in playoff contention. Give me the Dolphins in that one. Jets fall to 5-9. Week 16, number 1 pick Trevor Lawrence goes up against number 2 pick Zach Wilson the day after Christmas. This one's an interesting one to me because I don't think either of these teams are that good. So it doesn't really matter at this point, to be completely honest. But at home, give me the Jets advancing to 6-9. And to finish out the year, week 17 and 18, I think they lose both games because it's kind of obvious why. They play Tampa Bay week 17, and then they play Buffalo week 18. The Jets finish out the year 6-11, which pretty fucking good to me. I think that's pretty good. I don't think that's bad at all for the Jets. I mean, it's definitely not a success for typical teams, but I think in Robert Saleh's first year as a head coach with a rookie QB, I think 6-11 pretty good considering they're in a tough division too. I think the Jets steal some games from some interdivision rivals such as the Patriots at Foxborough and also at home against Miami. But towards the end of the year, when they kind of have a shot for the playoffs, kind of don't, they end the year on a pretty tough schedule that I can't really give them the big wins on. Saints, Dolphins, Jags, Buccaneers, and Buffalo. Yeah, that's a rough way to end the year. Those teams, with the exception of Jacksonville, are probably going to be contending for playoff spots. I don't think they steal games versus those guys. So, yeah, I have the Jets finishing out 6-11. I think it's going to be an okay rookie year for Zach Wilson. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And, yeah, hope you enjoyed and have a great day.